Here are 5 of the most unique gourmand perfumes in my entire collection of about 5,000 bottles. I know it climbed pretty quickly, but there's something about these fragrances where if you're looking for gourmand, right, just to sort of define the term a little bit, we're talking about perfumes that smell edible. And we're not talking about the fruits, we're not talking about the citrus, because yes, those are edible, but those are in a category of their own, right? Like you have the fruity perfumes, you have the citrus fragrances, and typically there's an overlap, right? You can get the fruity florals, you can get the fruity floral gourmands, you can get the citrus oceanic or the citrus aquatic. We're not talking about those ingredients, and we're also not keeping it plain with vanilla and chocolate. We're actually going to branch out quite a bit and talk about some really unorthodox smells. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of perfume-related content, and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. I appreciate you all so much from the bottom of my heart. So look, with that being said, let's just go ahead and dive into the list. If you're interested in sampling a lot of these, you may do so at scentsplit.com. They're a fantastic service that I've been using since like 2014. You can purchase a decant or a small sample. Try it on your skin first, because I don't typically recommend blind buys unless I know with 100% certainty what your taste is all about. But even then, you know, a lot of perfumes can be hit or miss for a lot of people. So use ScentSplit. They're amazing, fantastic customer service, really fast shipping, and they package it very nicely for you. And let's just dive into the list. The first one that I want to talk about is actually a banana-based fragrance. And it's in the name, right? We have Ambrosia Imperial by Navitus Parfum, which is a boozy banana. It smells incredible. We also have L'Explicite by Two, right here. This one has a banana bread ingredient. I actually have something else in here by Two, which is why I didn't want to double up on that brand. But this one by the Dua brand is called Dirty Banana. So this fragrance actually smells like a dirty banana. It smells like those little banana candies, but there's something else in there that's like, oh, this is kind of weird. It's not smoky. Maybe it's a little ambery, so you have like an incensey profile to it as well. So it's not like a full-blown gourmand, but it opens up quite sweet. So this is a really interesting perfume as far as I'm concerned. Dirty Banana by the Dua brand is, and I hope they still make this one. I have not gone on their website in a long time. I have like, 300-400 Dua fragrances in my collection. I've been collecting them for a very long time. And I'm not kidding. I have like easily a few hundred Duas. Older presentation, tracking the evolution up to their more current presentations, but Dirty Banana and the juice inside my bottle has gotten significantly darker. So yeah, I'm sure there's some vanilla in there and whatever. Okay, moving on. We have by Giuseppe Parfum, Sticky Popcorn. I kid you not, that is the name of this fragrance. It's called Sticky Popcorn, and it is actually a beautiful fragrance. But again, it's one that you smell it and you're like, yeah, that smells like butter popcorn, all right. It's one of those fragrances where it's like, I like the smell, but do I want to smell like that? You know what I mean? It's a fantastic gourmand if you want to explore like some of the quirkier gourmand profiles on the market. I just don't know if it's going to be everybody's cup of tea. I know I say that all the time. They have Ciao Bello Pistachio. That is a beautiful pistachio fragrance. They also have Accident à la Vanille, which is one of the best vanilla fragrances on the market, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, there's just something about this one that it's not for everyone. Now, the next one is, if you've ever smelled toffee or caramel, imagine the craziest overdose of that. And I know recently I've also spoken about Queen's Caramel by Ellis Brooklyn, which I think is an amazing caramel fragrance, such a beautiful gourmand. But this amplifies the caramel like tenfold. It's a bit salty, it's rich, it's sticky. It's a beautiful fragrance. And I think this is probably going to be one of the 2 most mass appealing from this entire list. And this one by Arabiat is called Toffee Ganache. I mean, look, with a bottle like this, you pretty much know what to expect. Reminds me a little bit of the Sabrina Carpenter presentations. This one is so strong. Yeah. Yeah, that's strong. So the next fragrance has like this, I'm just moving on from this one. It's beautiful though. The next fragrance almost has like this, like a rice pudding accord, which I think is really interesting. And it's like, you know, you think of gourmand, you think of sweet, but then, you know, there's also other edible ingredients that are not necessarily sweet that I would also throw into the gourmand genre. And this is one of them. This is such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Like, if you haven't sampled this one, please do so. By Define Me, this one is called Nearly Noon. Not to be confused with Nearly Nude, which is a linden blossom perfume. This one is just a gorgeous rice pudding type of a scent. Oh, it's so cozy. It's so delicious. It's so cozy. I love this one so, so much. I love it. I just can't think of anything else to say about it. It's a beautiful perfume, especially when you're snuggled up at home and the weather's cold and you want something that's just cozy and a little fluffy and airy and edible, but not in an overly sweet way. Nearly Noon is amazing. Now, this next one is not going to be for everybody. Again, like, this is not, you know, your typical gourmand. And I think the people who are into the exploration of the gourmand genre and have veered off onto the path of the unconventional profiles will really appreciate this one. I think this one, however, doesn't necessarily have the mass appeal of some of its predecessors and other fragrances within this brand's catalog, many of which are, you know, vanilla-centric. Some have coffee, some have mimosa, which can smell a bit like almond. So, you know, there are other gourmands from this brand, and there's even a popcorn one called What About Pop? And of course, I'm talking about two. I've alluded to that towards the beginning of the video. So this is actually their brand new release, and it has apricot jam and butter. This is very buttery, or the term used within the perfume industry is butyric, right? So milky perfumes smell lactonic, buttery perfumes smell butyric. That's the adjective. It's a very butyric perfume. And for that reason, I just know it's not going to resonate with everybody out there. The dry down on this is heaven. It's amazing. The opening, though, is going to be a bit astringent. It's going to have a sharpness to it, but you give this one a chance to settle down, and I would say it matches the coziness of this perfume. And this one, by two, is called Du Ennui. So this is their newest release, and I had the privilege of picking it up maybe last month or something like that, maybe a month and a half ago. And I am telling you right now, and it's strong as well. It's one thing to feature an unconventional profile. It's another thing to do it and to just be like unapologetically loud about it. And that's what Du Ennui by two does. It's a beautiful fragrance in many, many ways. And look, I just want to conclude by saying thank you so much for watching this video. These are some of the most unconventional gourmand perfumes in my collection. And I love this because it just shows you that there's so much out there in the industry, and there's so many perfumes to really discover. And that's why it never gets stale. And I always appreciate that about this hobby. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Thank you again for joining me today. I appreciate your time. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.